G'day, welcome to our first edition of Truck That. What we're aiming to do is to provide some industry news and views, to seek those who want to help change things within the industry, to let you know what's going on. Now we're filming in a bit of a noisy spot at Cooper Street in Melbourne, so you're going to have to live with that, but it is a part of the industry. Two things we're seeking your input on. The NHVR is asking for submissions on personal use of a heavy vehicle. Now in America they're allowed 75 miles personal use. Currently only in New South Wales in Australia you're allowed 1 hour's personal use, but only during your 24-hour break, only after the third hour from when you start, and before the third hour when you go back to work. Now NHVR has listened. That only came up in New South Wales through effort from myself and some others, but it is looking to go national. They are also considering giving you an hour's personal use when you finish work. And of course the aim of it is, if you're on a 24-hour break in a truck stop like this, these people know you can't go down to the local supermarket. They put their prices up, they don't have everything that you want. You might want to go to the post office or the chemist. Why should you have to get a cab and pay a fortune? You have a licence for the vehicle you're in, you have a registered vehicle to drive. We're not asking to allow us to drive up and down and go shopping for a day. We want an hour to go and get a decent meal or something to help us live on the road. We don't think that's unreasonable. So go to NHVR's website, go to fatigue personal use of a heavy vehicle, and put in a submission, and let's hope we can get something fairer done for all out there. Second issue is the ATO. I'm sure many of you have heard that the ATO changed the ruling on our living away from home allowance. One thing that did happen, all of the industry associations got together. Nat Road, the ATA, many others, saying that's unfair and unreasonable. They lifted the amount for the average worker and yet cut ours in half. Do you think that's fair? Certainly we don't. They have come now with an answer where you can either do one or the other. You can apply under the new rules or you can keep working under the old. Again, check it out, see what's going on, see how you're paid and whether it's going to affect you. Another issue that's come up is rock throwing at Moree. Used to be a problem at Boggabilla. We've had an issue with it. I had a bloke had his left-hand window smashed, got all the glass in the bunk. He did ring and report it to the police, and that's what happens if you don't tell the police. They're not aware of the problem. There's supposed to be money from RMS to put up lighting and cameras so they can catch the offenders. When I spoke to RMS, they said they're even smashing their lights. So I've suggested they knock all the shrubs down. At least these people can't hide behind the shrubs then and throw rocks at us. But if you have the issue, you must report it. The more that we do that, the more likely we are to get a result and to get it stopped. And lastly, for a bit of fun, travelling between Inglewood and Gundawindi there 2 weeks ago, driving along in the afternoon, and there was this god-awful noise out the left-hand side, and I thought, what the hell was that? And I was strafed by a jet. Doesn't seem to happen as much now. It used to happen around Williamstown. Blokes used to get it on the Pacific. And I've got to say, years ago I was travelling down the road and a fellow was talking on the CB to a commercial jet airliner. I used to do a spot on one of the truckies programs and I raised it and the bloke said, God, you're on drugs, they won't believe you. But the fellow was the driver, had heard the conversation on the radio, he was the one took part, and he had been talking to a commercial airliner on the CB. So it's funny where we get heard, but if we don't have a say, you and I both know nothing will change. If you like what you hear, give us a call, contact us through Truck Right's website, through Whiteline TV. We want to hear what you want to know, and we want to help supply information to help your job safer and so that we get a fair go on the road. Safe travelling to all. Till next week, bye.